Hi everyone, today we'll be talking you through that most coveted style, the Kim K style. These are all the things you'll need to create this look, so take a screenshot and add it to basket at the end of the video. For a nice thorough cleanse, we'll start our pre-treatment routine with foaming lash cleanser applied with a cleanser brush to get a nice deep clean of the eyelashes and the eyelid area to get rid of any makeup residue and oils that might be sitting there. Pat the lashes dry with a cotton pad just to remove the majority of the foam before rinsing with saline solution or some lukewarm water. The easiest way to apply this is just with a little dropper so that you only get a small amount on the model. Next we're going in with the protein remover pads to get a little bit of a closer cleanse of the lash line and the skin around the eyes. This just really cuts through any oil that might be on the eyelids and helps the eye patches to stay in place later on. We'll apply the eye patches now, making sure that we cover all of the bottom lashes with the eye patches and a little bit of tape just in case any might escape. The next stage of our pre-treatment routine is cleanser. We're applying it here with the microfiber brushes with the long tips just so that we get the job done a bit faster. Cleanser just cuts through any oils on the lashes, meaning that they're the perfect surface for glue to adhere to. And lastly, we're using primer, which re-adds moisture into the lashes after the use of cleanser, which can be a little bit drying due to its high alcohol content. To start your lash map, just like with any map, you're going to mark out the inner and outer corners, the middle of the eye, and then break it down into smaller sections. Here we're mapping a squirrel lash set, starting with 12 as the longest length, dropping down to 8 in the outer corners and 7 in the inner corners. Loredana makes a note through the lash line of which curls she'll be using for the set. And now that she's finished her initial lash map, she's marking out exactly where the spikes are going to go to give us that lovely spiky finish that a Kim K set is famous for. Just to make the inner and outer corners a little bit more accessible, we're going to take a bit of tape and just gently lift up the eyelids. You'll see here that in doing this, the eyes remain closed. This is really important to ensure that we're not ending up with any chemical burn inside the eye. One of the simplest ways to make fans is to take a little bit of primer on a micro brush and just apply it to the volume lashes themselves. This just helps them to stay closed when you pick them up. So just pick them up as you would a classic lash, dip them in the glue, ensuring that the glue doesn't come into contact with the primer, and then apply them in regular intervals throughout the eye according to your lash map. You will see here that in the map itself, we've taken spikes that are about 2mm longer than the fans we'll be using. This is really just so that they stand out, so that when the model opens their eyes, they've got that lovely wispy spiky finish. When you're applying your spikes, it's well worth applying them to 2 different layers, just so that if one falls out as the lashes grow out, you still have a spike there and it doesn't affect the overall top line. Once all of your spikes are applied, you can move on to the volume fans. Create these in any way you normally would. You can even use pre-made fans if you prefer. As long as the fans are nice and even, you'll have a lovely finished effect. You'll apply your fans to any unlashed natural lash that you find in between the spikes. just continue doing this until all of the lashes are covered. When every lash is covered, like always, we're going to go through and make sure there are no stickies through the set. Go through lash by lash and layer by layer and just separate any stickies that you find. Just grip onto both eyelashes and extensions and gently pull them apart nice and close to the glue bond to ensure that they're no longer stuck together. Take a mirror and just check that the top line is nice and full and you have no gaps, and brush them through just to ensure they're nice and fluffy for when you present them to your client. Remove the eye patches, making sure none of that tape pulls on the bottom lashes, as this can be quite uncomfortable, and then just comb them through again when you reveal them to your client, and make sure you take lots of pictures for your social media to show off your skills.